Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. July is almost over. That's unbelievable. Half the fiscal year. Where does the time go? Where does it go? I don't know. Some days seem to drag, but when it's all said and done, time's just flying, man. So today we're splitting our crews. With all that rain, Highland Falls and West Point, they got hit pretty bad. So a customer apparently had an old tank in their basement. They said there's nothing in it and it was floating. So they picked it up, they carried it outside, they dragged it to the end of their driveway. So that pretty much tells me it's empty. Something like that. That's like a scrap metal recovery. It doesn't require permits. So we're sending Mike and Corey with the nice dump truck. The side will open up. They should be able to slide it in there and fasten it. They'll bring some 2-inch plugs just in case it still has a little bit of product in it and it's not flopping around. Me, Craig, and Sam, we are headed to Rye, New York. That's over in Westchester County to do one of our favorite realtors. She's a high-powered woman. I think she was Westchester County salesperson of the year a few times in real estate sales. She sells big money houses, and when she asks for something, we jump. So she called us up about a month and a half ago. So I got an unusual one. I have an addition built over top of a tank. So we went out there. They had a very small hole cut. We peeked down in it, Craig and I. We pulled the carpet up and we could see the top of a tank. So we expressed to them what we needed cut out. We needed one of the joists. You know, the joists are 16 center. So we said cut 32 inches out of one joist. Then you could use that to block off the one side, block off the other side to support those two, or that one joist that's cut out. That'll basically give us a 32 area to jump down in there and kind of shovel a bit of the overburden to get into the tank large enough to cut a hole in it. So we then contacted the town to ask what requirements would be to fill that vessel. We can't wheelbarrow up and in the house 10 tons of stone. So in this instance, I will pump it's called a blue slur. It's like a concrete. It's a watery concrete because it's got to go through a pump, not an uphill pump truck, just a pump truck. So we're going to fill that with concrete. You know, and obviously on the two end points of the tank, probably 2 feet in, we got to cut a hole in the bottom of the tank, take samples, do PID readings. Now, my boys and I probably have, no exaggeration, we must have done this 50 times. And so we set everything up. We set the concrete truck up to come about less than a week ago, or a week ago. An inspector we don't know, I'm not familiar with him, he called up, said he has a requirement now that he's not going to let us fill that tank until he gets analytic soil results back from a lab. So when I bid this job, obviously I bid this job one day to have the crew go out there one day, complete the job. So now this inspector just turned it into a 2-day job. And it doesn't make any sense. You know, I'm going to take field screening. So if the samples that I take are bad, I'm not going to send them to the lab, right? We're going to call it into the state as a spill, and then we got to do a remediation. And if they're good, it'll clearly show that they're good because it'll be 0.0 on the PID meter. So I don't know why I got to turn it into a 2-day job, but maybe he doesn't understand how a PID meter works or how anything works. I don't know. So So I called the customer up, and she's a good customer of mine. So now I'm down sending a 3-man crew all my truck. You know, I'm not making any money now. So what do you do? What do you do? So here's what I do. I eat it. I don't charge them extra. All I asked them was to, even though the project's not going to be completed, write me a check for 50% of the project. She'd agreed with it, so fine, that's what we'll do. We'll go out there, we'll cut a hole in the tank, we're going to enter the tank, we're going to clean it. I'm going to get you guys some good lighting for when you're down inside that thing. We're being told it's a 1,000. A lot of those properties in Westchester County are larger than 1,000. If it is anything over 1,100 gallons in the state of New York, means it's a regulated tank. That means it's got to go through different protocol. The Westchester County Board of Health is now involved. We've got to then register the tank, deregister the tank. So that's a whole process. So we'll show you that too when Craig's down inside. You know, that's, and because we're down inside, I don't have a machine to recover them. So we'll bring that tripod in. So it's a little weird one, but it's a cool one. It's different, right? But I am losing money. Today's basically free. Which I'm trying to get by, because it just does piss me off a little bit. I don't know, you have a permit sent to you probably 8 weeks ago, and then the week before you tell me that there's new compliance or new policy. And then I try to explain to you, you know, we have invented this meter which it sniffs the volatility of hydrocarbons. It detects any type of chemical base in fuel oil. I can tell you right then and there if there's any contamination. You know, and these guys, you know, honestly, they kind of blow me away because they think like I'm going out here covering stuff up. You know, honestly, you guys know me, I'm going out here to find stuff because that's how I make the real money, doing the remediations. But talking to him was like talking to that. So that's what we got going on. So we're loading up all the necessities we need. Mike and Corey, Big Red is done. It was the wheel seal, but then, you know, Ryan, the owner of Automotive Ingenuity, he checked the fluids and he said there was some silver in some oil well, and he says it looks like my differential's coming apart. So at 19,000 miles, we got to bring that thing back to Ford because it looks like it's under warranty. Good morning, Corey. Hi. But we'll pick Big Red up today, and then when we get back, that trailer has got to go because that thing has had zero work on it, I think, since the day we purchased it, which was probably 3 years ago. And, you know, that's my install trailer. That's my bread and butter. So, more money. Just take money and you throw money at it. That's what that's going to be. You throw money at problems. And that's that, folks. Hope everybody had a good Wednesday. Today is Thursday. One more day left for Friday. We will see you out in Rye, New York. So we have made it. I mean, right off the bat, this is an extremely busy road. Craig just backed that thing right in there. That was impressive. Now he's got to go up this driveway. So that kind of impressed me right there. Hey, that was gangster. Stopping in the middle of that road.
We're going straight back, right?
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, yeah, and then just drape in to the... Good. All right. I think I may have had some flagmen out there before I attempted that.
That's not where I said.
Yeah, but it's opened up.
Yeah, but we got to get a concrete truck. I put it right in front of the door for a concrete truck.
Yeah, there's not a problem with the concrete truck there, though. There's nobody here yet. Now we gotta go see. Okay, so Chrissy's the best. She had the key under. This thing always freaked me out here. It's like you could come in and preach from there. Like if you were a cult leader or something and your people gathered here. I guess. I don't know. I don't know. So this is what we got going on here, folks. All right. That's a good deal, bro.
No. I don't know. That door doesn't open.
That door opens. Make a bet, Sammy.
Look, Dad.
It's been sealed for a while. Well, all I need is a window to open. Here's a window right here that opens. I'm talking about filling with the concrete.
I'm talking about running buckets.
Nah, we're gonna run buckets through the house, Jammer. A&R first. Pretty roomy down there, Craig. Wait, is everybody just nah today?
I sent a picture of the cut and where it should be.
I know, but there's nothing wrong with that. Remember the hole they had?
Yeah. I'm on the phone. I'll get the lights. Sure.
Come with that saw, dude. I cut that whole thing out for you.
It is just a...
Actually, we need to cut the entire top, though, bro, because we're filling it with concrete. We can't do this coming down the side thing. It's got to be the top.
Yeah.
So I'll get that saw going so we can make a plunge, and then you can get your...
We have to do a little digging.
A little bit? Why?
Dirt the backside?
Yeah, I see it. Hey, did you happen to notice if it's larger than a 1K?
I don't think it is.
All right, so we'll get some. Hey, we put down that plastic. We got that plastic, right? All right. We got some work. Got about an hour of setup here. This ain't bad.
You're not.
This ain't bad. What's this property going for, Craig?
1 point something.
1 point something. Hey, left the door open again. Is that a sign of senile? Just always leaving the door open. I just walk out and leave the door open. Okay, we begin, folks. Beginning to set up everything. Let me light down there. Hopefully we've got some kind of ladder. We'll set our lights up. Inside tank light. Sort of plunge. This is our breathable air for Craig once he's inside. Okay. We'll find out how much is in there. We brought 3 330-gallon poly tanks, so if it's full, we're gonna just make it. Craig is finishing this stuff up. It's a 2-man job. Yeah, that worked out good. What you got, Jammer? All right, I'm not ready for that yet, brother. We're close, though. I will, thank you. I need the That light. It always seems like everything is in the worst place it could be.
Which light do you need?
I need a tape measure also. That big light, bro. I don't know what this is.
There you go.
Yeah, it's a larger diameter, so I think it's a yeah, I got the power cord right here. I got it down in here, bro.
Work though?
Yeah, I checked it out already.
Right here.
I'm ahead of you, Samuel. There you have it, folks. Look what some people do. Crazy, right? So we're just gonna clean the back half of that top off. We'll cut these lines, we'll flare cap them. We'll cut and remove the fill and vent. We'll see what it does outside. Get in it, pump it, clean it, inspect it. We'll cut some holes in the bottom. We'll take some soil samples. And then once it comes back from the lab clean, if they are clean, we'll do field screenings of it first. Because if it's bad, obviously I'm not going to spend the $438 to run a CP51 soil analysis on it. And then we'll pump this thing with concrete. And she'll be done. This is where one of those quality tape measures come into play. Looks to me like it is, my glasses, 9 feet long. And I think it's a 64-inch diameter.
Really?
Yeah, so it's 9 feet.
I'll look it up right now.
And I think it's a 64. I'm just going to assume, Craig, that it's lying on the inside part of the foundation. And it is, boy, am I good, huh? 64. 9 feet by 64, Jammer.
Yep, he's going charging battery demo right now.
All right, you got that shovel for me, brother?
1,500.
How many?
1,500.
Serious. Wow. Hey, it's got a secondary fill, Craig. It goes out the back. Hey, Jim, how about like a small broom? Like the handheld one? If not, we'll just use a flat shovel. Bummer. She's not gonna be happy.
No, but what if it's not as soft as you think for the concrete? It's just gonna flow down, not in the
You're
tank.
worried about that, bro. Don't worry about it. You know what you do? You bring it in, you curl it around,
Yeah.
and then come in that way. That's not gonna be a problem. You know, I know all about concretes here. Good old Ryan from Victory has educated me. Whoa. Man down. She's thick though. That's a thick tank, man. Huh?
I got a big pipe wrench on that.
I was just gonna plunge cut it for you. I was gonna cut that whole top out for you. Plunge cut that baby. I have just created quite a dusty, unsafe breathing mess down there for you, though.
All the people you almost got rear-ended?
No. People don't know how to drive, man. In the morning, they're texting, they're on their phone, arguing.
Can you get that to me or not?
Yeah. So now, this tank actually has to be registered, deregistered before I can do anything. I can cut it and clean it, but that's it.
Yeah, you're on.
That'll catch that. Okay, let's see how this goes.
Can you see the vent and fill down there, Dad?
Yeah, there's two of them, remember?
Yeah,
Man, nothing's ever easy. Look at this shit.
Wait,
I got it.
you want a mask or you want me to do it?
I'll do it as long as I can, Craig.
Get that other copper out of your fucking way. Are you on camera?
Yeah, you can't swear. We're doing like a YouTube channel.
We are?
Yeah, I figured I'd start. We're about 420 videos in.
How long did that take?
Forever. Forever. There you go. All right? Yeah, boy. Zero leverage here. I don't want to go any deeper than that.
New blade?
I know.
All right, so I walk away to tell the homeowner the bad news. It's a larger tank. And we come back, Craig's got that sucker opened already. So it looks like there's about 14 inches in that right now. So we're gonna go ahead and pump that. Looks like there's a lot of sludge too. So nice job, Craig. Nice job backing in. Nice job cutting. Okay, so we have that tripod set off to the side. It doesn't set up over this opening. So there's nothing I can do about that. So it's set off to the side. Craig's got the harness on. It's ready to be installed if need be. That's why Craig is not going in with a standard filter respirator. He's going in with clean, breathable air. So the pump's been turned on. He's getting that mask on.
Yeah, you're
And
good.
he's coming down in. Got some good lighting set up for him in here.
I never plug you in.
So we contact the realtor and the owner. They understand this is a regulated, registered tank that has never been registered. So now we have to go through the process with the Westchester County Board of Health by registering it. Then once we get the register number, we then deregister that number. Once they deregister the number, then we apply for a county tank removal permit, and we already have the local city permit. So they'll need to be notified. We need to let our concrete pump truck know that we've got more concrete we need. So the process begins. Careful, Jammer. Want to grab that? There you go. I got this. You need more hose? So this was after we pumped out probably, what was that, about 250, 270 gallons. So we got about another 150 to 160 gallons, so about 16 spackle buckets. Jammer's gonna run now without spilling. Go ahead, hand it to me. Okay. Okay. We're about 10 buckets in. Another 6 or 7 to go. Hopefully no leaks, because this will not be a fun one to remove. No, sir. Okay, so Craig is now going to cut a bottom section out of the tank. All right, so he's punched through the metal. He wants a Sawzall. He likes to do it with a Sawzall. We're getting a lot of fumes down there, so he does have breathable though. So this is our first grab sample at the base of the tank. Hit reset. Hold it like that for me.
No.
6.0, 6.2.
It's pretty low.
That's acceptable.
Sure it is.
But we'll run the CP51 on it and we'll get the other one.
Okay.
All right, boss.
Set the other end of it.
I appreciate you coming out.
All right, and then you guys let the office know when
You got it, brother.
green light for the event.
You got it. Thank you very much. Enjoy the day.
We'll see you back on the
Stay cool.
the concrete pour.
Yeah. So, the first fill, the obvious one. Where is that, Craig? Right there. That's the vent. Oh, that was the vent, wasn't it? That was the vent. Shit. Tell me this is the fill. Over here. Wouldn't that be wild? Yeah. That's the fill. There you go, folks. We'll cut and concrete that. That was weird. Because normally the vent is right next to the fill because the oil man has to hear the whistle. Because when the whistle shuts off, it then notifies the driver to shut his nozzle off. Can't always hear the whistle if it's all right over here. So we'll take care of those two. It's just saved them a little bit of money that it wasn't a remote. They actually laid this tank and built the house around it.
You gotta go to the fill pipe around the side of the house.
Right down here, you see where I am? It's right there going out. It's right behind the bushes.
That one?
Yeah. Is it, whose phone is that?
Yours.
Gimme.
Craig's calling you.
Craig, you're calling me.
Hey, I needed to get
What do you want?
I gotta get in touch with you.
Okay.
No question.
Something we can talk about?
Yeah.
We're good?
Yep.
All right. Got enough extension cord?
You can drop it. Go ahead, Jammer. Look at that hammer.
Calling me again, bro?
No. It's not me. First time?
Yeah.
Jammer.
Whack it.
Hold on, Dad.
What?
Automotive Ingenuity's calling you.
Whack it.
Hold on, Jammer. Wow.
We need the sledge.
Jammer.
Yeah.
Need this.
We need the sledge.
Okay.
Come on, boy.
Yeah.
Hit it. Hit it.
Bro.
Wow. And you're lefty. It's perfect for you. You can cut it flush from the outside.
Right.
Yeah, Jammer.
You ain't moving that, dude.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so we'll just cut that flush from the outside because we're weaklings. Okay, so we'll disconnect that union right there, flare cap that. We'll flare cap that, those return and suction lines. We're gonna cut these right to the top of the tank. And we're just gonna go outside and cut those flush. Send the samples out, and that's it, folks. Was this not exciting? Where can you see this on YouTube? Nobody's doing this. Nobody's doing this. Yeah, boy. Whew. All right, we'll concrete patch that. You were impressed by that.
That was nice.
First thing I did today. First impressive thing. I almost fell in the hole 5 times.
That's impressive.
I know, people, I'm breathing heavy. I get it. I get it.
It's getting more.
I get it. Plug me in, baby. New blade. What's that? Yeah, you can do that one.
You giving up on me?
Yep. I'm cameraman, bro.
Yeah.
Gonna patch that, smooth that over. Make that look pretty. Good job. Okay, folks, obviously we got a part 2 here because we got to wait for samples to come back and permission from the Westchester County Board of Health. That's closed off. And that's it. Does it look like I'm tired? I came from the swimming pool. Did you enjoy that? Good. Because it is got to be 98 degrees and 98% humidity, because I said one time 100%, and the guy said, dude, if it were 100%, it'd be raining. So, my correction. Craig, sign us off.
Hey, another fine job by me.
By Craig
Thank
and Jammer. All right, we'll see you on the next one.
you.